What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another reaction video. Now, in this particular video clip, this woman is saying that women need to humble themselves, and we're gonna get into what she actually has to say and what she's referring to in a minute. But before we do, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content, share and like the video, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right, so we're gonna hop right into the video clip. Here we go.
And just for the record, a lot of women don't be the big bosses and the big ballers that they claim to be. Let's talk about it. I just watched a podcast of females saying that a lot of women who don't make over $50,000 a year should not be asking a man, looking him up and down, asking him about his finances and what he make a year. Should not be giving orders and demands that he needs to make above a certain amount a year. When you, my dear, don't even make over $50,000 a year. Now, this is a no judgment zone, and I'm not judging people based off their salary. I'm just saying, humble yourself, queen. Humble yourself, queen. Because I fear that man who makes well over $50,000 a year might end up humbling you. Ooh. And without even being funny, I think this is a very serious topic that has to be addressed, because a lot of women live life based off of what they want and not off what they provide, for the simple fact that we become so accustomed to the idea that because men are supposed to be providers and that they are expected to be providers, that they should be the only ones contributing and bringing something to the table. All of those days of I am the table so I don't have to bring nothing to put on the table are over, because a lot of women ain't even bringing the table these days. You got all these kids, you want men to accept your children, you come than just the mouth and the demands that you have for the man. Evaluate and humble yourself, queen.
So listen, once again, no lies detected. She's absolutely right. And this, I said it multiple times. This is the expectation from the modern woman, that, you know, they want everything from a man, but you don't feel like you should, you know, bring anything to the table, or that he should even, you know, he shouldn't even require anything from you, because if he does, then he's not a real man. He's not a real man if he's not bringing everything to the table and not expecting you to bring anything, because this is just and I, for the life of me, don't know really where this mentality came from, you know, because once again, when we talk about Black people, Black men and Black women have always had to work together. This notion that every Black woman was sitting back in the house, you know, a housewife, and didn't have to work, and while the man was out working, that's just a straight lie. There were maybe a few women who were able to be at home while the husbands went out and worked, and he was able to provide, you know, for all the financial needs. But in most cases, Black men and women have had to work. So there wasn't a whole bunch of Black women who were sitting back being these passenger princesses that didn't have to work. No, Black men and women have always had to work. So I don't understand where they're getting this from. This is why I say it's a made up narrative. And so now that we have a bunch of women who are able to work, see, this is the difference. Now that women are not able to work because they've always had to work, but because they're making a little bit more money. Let's just say that is the case. When we do know that Black men still out earn Black women. That's another lie that they're telling, that all these Black women are just out earning men. That is just not true. But even if you went with that and go with the fact that there are, you know, there are Black women who make good money, but it's a small, I think they told me about 7%. 7 to 10% of Black women make over 100. It may be over $100,000. Maybe it's 7%. But the majority of Black women don't earn nowhere near that. So, you know, this idea that, oh, you know, they're coming out trying to shame men for the amount of money that they make and what they should be providing is ludicrous. It really is, because most women don't make that type of money. But you're expecting the men to bring all this money to the table and take care of you, your kids, and everything else. It's just ridiculous. While even if you are able to say you make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 yourself, why wouldn't you want to bring what you have to the table with that man so y'all can increase that and do better together? It just doesn't make any sense for women to have this mentality to think that, oh, a man's supposed to bring it all and you just want to sit back and not have to do anything, but you require the most. And it's not even just requiring the basics. like the necessities. It's not even, a roof, utilities, food, clothing, the basic things that are needed for a family. No, they want extras. You want a lifestyle that consists of expensive stuff, traveling all the time. You want, all these expensive bags and shoes. You want to live like y'all in some type of rich world where the money just grow on trees and he's just able to reproduce his money at a higher rate and then just turn around and give you everything that you want. This is unrealistic. Most people can't live like that. And I do think part of social media has contributed to this mindset, but as a smart, educated, thinking woman, you should understand that that is unrealistic. And that is not the majority of people. That is a small group of people, a really small group of people that can even live like that. And then a lot of them still choose not to live that way because you have to maintain it. And you still have to work in order to do that. So if we're going to be realistic and come back to the real world, and really look at it for what it is, there's nothing wrong with a woman and a man working together. I don't know how many times I have to say it, because either you're going to do it all by yourself and complain like we see a lot of them doing, that it's hard being a single mother. It's hard trying to do it all by yourself. But at the same time, you don't want to do what's necessary to work with a man, to work with a man and figure that out. And I think this is why it even if they push back to say this is not the case, all we see is women saying they will not go 50-50. They want a man to come in with 100% of everything. If we got to do 50-50, we're roommates and you don't want to be a roommate. So you got to come in with all this money to take care of you, your kids, the household, the bills, the traveling, everything. And that's just unrealistic. And then you don't want to even cook a meal or clean your own house. This is a superficial mindset. And we know that it's superficial because the majority of these women who are asking for all of this, like she said in the clip, don't even make the amount of money that they're looking for from the man. That's why they're asking for it. It makes sense. A lot of them are struggling themselves. So when they say they don't want struggle love, they don't want the life that they're providing for themselves because they're struggling. So I guess they would think if a man coming in with 50,000, now I make 50,000 or less, then that struggle love. No, that means if he have 50 and you have 50, y'all got 100. So now y'all can work together and start to manage things and do a lot better, but they don't want to do that. They see that as struggle love, but they're struggling by themselves. So they're expecting a lifestyle from a man that they can't even provide for themselves and shaming average men left and right as if they're not average themselves. This is why I call it delusion. It's a delusional mentality. And if you don't change that, then you just be happy doing 100% of everything by yourself. Don't complain about it. Don't complain how hard it is. Don't complain about you being tired of doing it because this is your choice. You can't make a choice and then turn around and complain about nobody's helping you and there's nobody else around because that's what you chose. Because you don't really want to deal with a man. You don't want to have to listen to him. You don't want a man having any authority over you. You want to have your own autonomy to do what you want to do. This is what a lot of these modern women have been doing the whole time. But where is it getting? It's not getting you anywhere. So now you're back trying to shame men into taking care of you because it's difficult for you to do by yourself, but you don't want to really, you instead of saying this is really hard and I need a man, you want to just try to shame men into coming in and taking care of you and doing everything. No, that's not a relationship, boo-boo. If you think 50-50 is a roommate, then you might as well just do it by yourself because it doesn't make any sense. And unfortunately, it's causing a divide and it's going to continue to cause a divide within relationships or trying to build a relationship because these women are superficial. They think that a man's supposed to change their life for good. You want them to come in and change your entire life, something you can't even do yourself. And so it's become, a situation that is just becoming more and more difficult for men and women to build, or for men to build with these women because these women don't really want to build. They if they can make the money themselves, they want to make the money. They want to feel entitled to do what they want to do. But then when the going gets rough, then you want a man to come in and help you balance it all out. You didn't realize that making the money is just not enough, but you have to maintain it and you have to grow it. And if you can only make it for a short period of time and then you're spending it all, and then now you're in the negative, And now all of the bills are piling up because you're using credit for all these expensive trips and all these things, thinking that it's never gonna come to a head. And now that you're backed up and you're in debt up to your eyebrows, now you want the man to come in and fix it all for you. Come in and take the wheel and fix it for me, just so I can get back on my feet. And then you're back to your old shenanigans again. I don't think men want to be used in that way. Men are looking for something real, the ones who are. And the ones who have decided that, you know what, ain't nothing out here, I'm cool with it, I'm gonna just go and do what I do. Those are the ones that play y'all like a fiddle, because they're not really interested in you for what you're asking for. They just know, hey, I'm gonna hang around, you're a fun time, we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna keep it moving. That's it. And that's what a lot of these women are getting, because you never prioritize a man or a healthy man or a relationship. Y'all care about looks and money and height, but not the nature or who the man really is and what he really is looking for. You're creating babies with men who don't want to be fathers, men who don't want you, men who are not committed to you, men who don't even want a relationship with you, but they're fine and cute and they're what you like. So you go and lay down with them and give your body, give them a baby, several babies, and then that relationship never was a relationship, so it didn't go anywhere. So now you're left holding the bag with all these children, and now you have the highest expectations for the next man. How is that working? It's not. And so, I just think that this is why I say a lot of women need to rethink how they're going about this, because it's not yielding y'all the results that y'all think and feel and believe that you should have. And you don't know what else to do. Because once again, I said it before, when the men make their decision on what they're going to do, oh, y'all are cooked. Y'all are cooked, because women really think that the ball is in their court. They really think that they have all the, you know what I'm saying? Like they're the ones calling the shots for real when it comes to relationships, when you really don't. The power and the control is still with the men, in my opinion. They still control how they want to move, whether they take you seriously or not. Even men with money, you might want him, but if he don't want you, it's not going anywhere. If he chooses to sleep with you and you allow him, that's all it's going to be. And then you can get mad all you want, but he's going to keep on moving and living and thriving. And I know a lot of women are like, well, yeah, man, ain't an end all be all, but a lot of y'all still want one. That's the thing. A lot of y'all still want one. So as long as we have women out here who want companionship, and there's nothing wrong with it, I say go for the companionship, but you got to also understand a man just as much as he has to understand you. But if you are not what he wants, and if he's turned off by your demeanor, by your attitude, by what you stand for, the things that you say, then he can have all the money in the world, but he won't choose you. And y'all can talk about pick-me's and all that all you want, but those are the ones that are usually picked. So if you want to get picked, you need to take some notes from the pick-me's. Take something from their book, and maybe it might get you the outcome that you're looking for. I'm just saying. So listen, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.